Good evening friends, my name is Ashish Nandakishore Patil. Today's date is 22 of July 2021 and today's video topic is what is exception. So today we are exploring what is exception, uh, see the exception through an example or types of the exception, what is types of the exceptions, see the try and catch block, final block, okay, and see the exceptions hierarchy also. So let's get started. So what is an exception? So exception is nothing but an unwanted, unexpected termination of a program. Means the normal flow of the program gets terminated. This is called as an exception. So let's take an example for the better understanding that what is exception. So if I have saw the video on YouTube from 30 minutes and what happens after 30 minutes, because of some network issue my video gets stopped. So what happens, my program gets terminated. So this is nothing but an exception is there. So what is the purpose of handling the exception? So don't miss not to miss anything. So this is an example of an so not miss anything is the purpose of an exceptional handling. uh, this So I take an example for the better understanding of the purpose of an exception handling is, if I want to submit my project at 10 a.m. in the college. So what I do, I have to complete my all the work up to 9 a.m. Okay, and what happened with me is at 8:58 my power gets off. So what happened? I don't save the anything. So my project will be out of the device. So this is nothing but the exception. And if suppose if the vice versa, if I have know that at 9 a.m. the power off will be off. So what I will do, at 8:55 I will be save all the files of my project, so that I have don't any trouble for the my seminar out. So this is nothing but the purpose of an exception handling. So how to handle this exception? So we can handle this exception by using the try and catch block. So what is a try and catch block? These are nothing but the keywords which helps to handle the exception. So let's see the syntax for the try and catch. So the syntax of the try and catch is use try, next to that use curly braces, catch, after that take an exception with an object or the reference variable, and after that takes an print your catch that is of in what you want to print is. So this is nothing but a syntax for and catch. So let's take an example for a better understanding of the how to use catch. Okay, so if in my catch block I have taken that is 9 by 0, we all know 9 by 0 the result will be infinity. So what happens, in catch I have written that is in sysout statement I have given that 9 by 0, and in catch I have print the exception that is arithmetic exception with reference variable as e. So and in sysout I will be print the statement of the arithmetic exception is that. So this is what happens, my whole program gets terminated. So this is nothing but the an example for the try and catch block. Why you use the try and catch block? If there is 1,000 lines of code will be there, and let's suppose at the first line only then an exception will becomes. So what about that 999 means 909 line for that lines also not yet executed because the first line is having the exception. So because to handle that exception we use the try and catch. for better for handling the exception. So in a statement, that is in try, first one try and many catches will be there, but more try but single catch will not be used. If for the better performance, if you can use a try, you can decrease the size between try and catch, it will be more easy for the program that will be executed. So this is all about the try and catch. So there are some types of exceptions that is first, which is the nested. So in nested there is within checked and unchecked exception. So what is in checked and what is in unchecked exception? So the exception, first we give an example and then I will be tell you what is the, means you directly confirm what is that. Okay, so in a class we that is of in class B, right, that is a public static void main, and in next to that take file, that is if I want to read something, I means project file will be there. So in next to that of is I have read file read, and next to that I will be print, that is sov.f.read. So what happened at the file time, at the running time, I will be get an exception, because at the time of file reading some exception will be there. So this is nothing but the checked and exception. But what is in unchecked exception? If an arithmetic exception will be there, means in public static void main, in class A public static void main, inside that I have print, that is means I have in sysout I have taken that 9/0, and after that I will be print. So what happens, all the program gets terminated, and after terminating I will be get the exception. So this is nothing but the unchecked exception. The checked exceptions are come random, means synonymously, but the unchecked exceptions are rarely comes. So this is nothing all about the checked and unchecked exceptions. So let's discuss the hierarchy and of the exception. So in exception hierarchy, the throwable will be the superclass, and inside that superclass there are two subclasses, that is an error and the exception. So error we will be see in our next videos, upcoming videos, and now let's see the exception. So there are the exceptions, that is I have told you that unchecked and checked. So and what the exceptions get from unchecked exception is nothing but the runtime exception and null pointer exception will be there. And in checked exception we will be get the error as input output accepting, that is interruptible exception. These are the types of the errors exceptions. Next to that is we will see that is what is nested. So what is nested? Nested is nothing but the try within try. Means what? Let's take a syntax for that. Try block, inside try, and inside catch exception, next to that try catch exception. So what is, if we want, there are more exception within exception, so inside that we will want to use the nested, that is try within try. So let's take an example for that. So inside try block I have again used the try and print take sysout, that is 9/0, and inside catch I have catch the exception. But in catch block also I have in catch block I have given also, that is suppose index out of bound exception will be there. So what happened? The errors will, the exception will become. So for that purpose we want to use the nested try and catch block. So and at the time of termination of the program, everyone knows that, means you know that one time one exception will be only print. So next to that, what is final? Final is the nothing but a keyword which is nothing but, suppose the inside try and catch, exceptions will be there, and if you print the final in last of the program, so what happens, the program gets terminated directly. So this is nothing but all about the exception handling. So thank you so much guys, have a good day to all. Thank you.
Hey, like, subscribe, share, and